So this is another hip stretch. Instead of using a band where reps are on your leg, you can do it as it is, and it's almost like going into a pigeon pose, but you don't have to fully, into that position. But it's like a quarter of a pigeon pose. It's a lot easier. So you're just getting that stretch, and you're just working around. You want to feel a stretch in the glutes, and with this inside leg, it can go a little bit in more, or you start to feel a stretch as you bring this leg inside over, because we're trying to sort of achieve activating the glutes and the stretch at the same time, and you want to help and sort of alleviate the pinching going on in the front, the interior of the hip. And if you want, you can go on your knees, your back leg can go on your knee, and so you want to really play around like different angles without arching your back too much. If you feel like your back is arching too much, you can always squeeze the abs so you're not going like that too much, or overarching. Or you can go in more like that, like stopping the leg, pretty much putting a barrier. And you can also like lean back a bit or go forward a bit more. If you go a little bit forward like that, hands out, you put yourself starting to feel a little bit of a stretch at the back. Probably nearly close to the sides, or right in that glute there. You can also start maybe leaning over, probably going down on your elbows. You start to feel stretched that way too. And at the same time, you want to contract the glute, and then at the same time contract and shove that knee towards the ground, like if you really want to crack that ground forward without, again, a cushion so you don't irritate your knee. So you can contract, shoving that knee towards the ground, lean over a little bit, or you can go to one side or go forward more, as long as you feel that stretch. That way you start to engage even you sort of somewhat feel the front hips also working. So you sort of go almost into hip flexion. And it also helps increase mobility as you squat. It might not seem much, but it's sort of like a progression into a pigeon pose anyways. So it's like almost like a beginner's, or like a rehab stretch to a pigeon pose. But at the same time, you're unlocking a really good glute stretch from out of this too. So play around with this thing. I mean, if you don't have a band, this is also pretty good too, just to start off with. And you can give this a crack. Just make sure anything to do with your knees and stuff like that, you might want something soft again. Because some of the exercises, there's always some on the ground, unfortunately. I wish things were, it's not that bad. Your knee probably be a lot tougher from this anyways. Just try not to hurt your knee again. And give this a shot.